Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Tim Meyer, here for the Romeo Sports Recap, powered by the Mitt TV. Remember, this show is available on both YouTube and Spotify. And before we begin, a word from our sponsors. This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and can even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. That's mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Romeo Sports Recap. I'm Tim Meyer, and I'm joined today by boys varsity tennis coach Matt Fisher. And Matt is a new addition to the varsity coaching staff at Romeo. Matt, tell us a little bit about how this all came about.
So I'm a teaching pro at Peachtree Tennis Club, and I've been playing tennis my whole life. Some of the players on the team are members of the club, and they've done the summer camp and programs throughout the school year. So I've known them since they've been growing up. And then the job opened up, and I heard through parents and other teaching pros that, hey, you should apply, and give them a call, and then started with that.
And you won the job, I guess.
Won the job, yep.
Do you where did you play tennis at?
I grew up, went to Eisenhower High School, so I played one singles there, and then moved on and went to Wayne State. Played was a Warrior for undergrad and graduate.
The Warriors. I'm going to the Wayne State football game on November 1st, but that's a whole different story. And so when did you become a teaching pro?
Pretty much after Wayne State. I had decided if I'm going to go for accounting or go for, and I kind of kept staying with tennis.
Oh, yeah, it's much easier and much more fun, probably.
Much more fun.
Tell us a little bit about your first day when you got in there and you got the guys there, and you had some guys that had been there before. And
so we did a little preseason practice, and what I was amazed is how tall all the team was. Cooper Shornax was doing some practices, or captain's practice, I heard throughout the summer, and I had all 12 guys come for the first official kind of meeting me, and it was on a Friday morning, and I had 12 guys, and I was amazed that half of the team is over 6 feet tall. So I was excited to work.
Isn't there a couple basketball players too, right? That
basketball, baseball, hockey.
I know there's hockey.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of interesting. So you started out the year. Let's talk a little bit about your coaching style. It sounds like it's might be a little bit different than Coach Burr's.
So I come from a tennis background, so I really with singles, consistency on the ground strokes, doubles. I'm a big doubles player. I'm left-handed, so I worked with the one doubles a lot and put the lefty on the right-hand side of the tennis court, and then the righty on the left. So your forehands at the middle. Doubles is all about attacking the net. So I really kind of changed the team mentality in doubles and got them to move forward, take the ball early, look to simple tennis doubles 101, move forward, hit down.
More of attacking style, I guess, more of an aggressive style.
Higher level tennis and doubles is you don't want to hit the ball soft. Hit the ball to the deep player, attack the net player. Once the ball's high, usually the player that has the high shots winning the point down to the other player's feet or the open court.
Tell me a little bit about this year. Your first year going through it. What was that like? What were you? It had been some anxiety a little bit.
I coached DSL for 4 years, so I won 3 regional titles with them. So I'm not new to coaching, but it has been about 5 years since I coached last. So it's good to get back in the coaching job, and not just the teaching job.
Who was your toughest opponent in the league?
Toughest opponents in our league were MAC Red. So toughest opponent was Grosse Pointe South. They won the MAC Red. We came in second. And then Eisenhower, Grosse Pointe North, and LCN were after us. We all beat those teams 7-1. So we had second place by far because we beat all the other teams below us by the exact score 7-1. But Grosse Pointe South is their top 5 in the state. They got a great team.
And overall, what's the toughest team you played this year?
Toughest team we played, I would say, is in a tournament with Troy. Troy's number 1 in the state over Bloomfield Hills.
So it's Troy and they do tennis and soccer. Because they're not that good in football, but
They're great at tennis.
They're good at tennis.
Pioneers, another good one. We played them in the same tournament. So Coach Burr put us in a very tough schedule, thinking we were going to be top 10 in the state. And we did pretty good. We tied for 4-4 to Ford, so we're the number one Division I team in Macomb County. So we're co-team of the year, even though we had a better record than them. But we tied them 4-4, so we're the co-team Division I of the year.
Oh, well, that's great. And
that was our last match, kind of the big match at the end of the season.
The guys that make up your team on your roster, who kind of sort of, cream rises to the top. So who was kind of rising there and coming through?
Cooper Shornack was my one singles. So he's moving from 2 doubles to 1 singles, which is a big jump. His brother was the previous 1 singles last year, so he had a big role to fill. And I think he did a good job playing the best of every other school's top player. And usually in tennis, you can have a weaker team, but you're going to have one good player. So Cooper had to fill that role this year, and he did a good job for his first year at 1 singles, coming from 2 doubles the previous year.
Who kind of surprised you?
Who surprised me? Gavin Havoc. He was my best singles record, 13-12 record with the tough singles schedule that we have. He lost 6-4, 6-4 to South. So he was all MAC red and all county first team all Macomb County. Cooper and Gavin are my 2 singles players that are our first team all county.
And then you talk a little bit about Philippe Shimali.
Philippe's my 5 singles. So some schools, or if you're the Oakland County schools, they don't want a 4-4 tie. There's 8 flights. They do 9 flights. So some of the matches we use Philippe for my 5 singles, and then Trey LaValle and Lucas Transky. Some of the matches we used them for my 5 doubles. So it's not a tie score at the end.
How about some of the other guys that are on the squad there?
My 3 singles, Connor McGrath finished 11-14. Big win against Eisenhower. Big win against Liggett. He's my all-county honorable mention. Big serve. Played his best against better opponents. He had a big win against Liggett early in the season, but he started the season with a 7 out of 8 wins. So Connor had a good year. And then my 4 singles was Nolan Blankerts. Nolan was seeded at States, 3-1 in the MAC Red. So Nolan's first year on varsity, he held down the 4 singles for me. Very consistent player. Got me 2 points at regionals.
And the other guys on the team you've had.
All right, my doubles now.
Yes.
All right, so 1 doubles, Drew Roth and Jaron Havoc. My best doubles team and best record as a doubles. So they're playing all the 1 doubles, and a lot of other schools will put their second and third best player at 1 doubles. So that's a tough flight to have the best record on the team. In the county, they are Dream Team, which is the highest honor. So my only Dream Team players are Drew and Jaron. And those guys hardest working at practice. They were lefty-righty combo, so any drill at practice, they did what I wanted.
That's interesting for a doubles. How does that work? How do they coordinate that? They're both.
The Bryan brothers are the number one. They have the most Grand Slam wins, and they're lefty-righty, and that's like kind of.
Yeah, I just wondered. It's. I don't know if it's
4 hands at the middle.
Yeah, it's got both lines covered with a forehand.
There's 1 up and 1 back in tennis, so the ball's always going to the deep players. So if you're crossing with a forehand, you usually put more balls away stretching on a forehand. That's your body's strong on the forehand side.
Yeah. I always thought that was kind of unique. If I'm watching tennis, I don't remember ever seeing that, but I'm sure it happened.
So my 1 doubles lost in the 3rd set to Grosse Pointe South, 6-4, 7-5 to Adams, the regional champion, top 5 in the state. Beat Ford in the 3rd set to secure the 4th win for our team. We needed 4 wins on that last match versus Ford, and they were my 4th win to guarantee that the worst thing that we can do is tie. So they got us the secure one top team in the county with that win. And then let's go on to my 2 doubles. 2 doubles, Drew Blankership and Colton Shornack. They had a record of 14-10, and they also got first team all county. So they are the only 2 doubles to be on the first team all county. So my 2 doubles is just behind my 1 doubles.
Yeah.
Big wins against Liggett, top number 1 Division 4. Beat Lake Orion, beat Eisenhower badly, beat Stony Creek, which is a big win. They were the 2 seed at regionals. So they got me. They lost in the semifinals, but they were the 2 seed, so they had I mean, that's pretty good. That was the only 2 seed of all the regionals, and they beat Ford in the 3rd set. And then my 3 doubles is Julian Saputo and Luca DiVirgilio. They are all county honorable mentioned, 15-11 record. Huge win against Ann Arbor Pioneer, top 5 team in the state. So those guys
good tennis down there.
they play their best against the best teams. Beat Utica Ford 6-4, 6-0 for that last win. So we won all the doubles in that match. And then Stefan Domofsky and Jimmy DiVirgilio, 3-1 in the MAC Red. They held my 4 doubles down. Got a win over Liggett, 3-set win over Eisenhower, and a straight set win over Ford. They had a good season. Got me 2 points at regionals.
What would you say is probably the most memorable this year? Is your first year at Romeo, and what would you kind of surmise that for me? What is going to remain, in your first year as the most memorable moment?
I would probably say beating my alma mater, beating Eisenhower. That was fun this year.
Well, did you go there when Chris Layson was the coach?
Chris Layson was my coach. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And now his son is the 2 singles. And Gavin played him.
Did he? He is playing. Okay, because I was wondering. I see Chris once in a while. Actually, I know Chris from way back when he was playing football. So when they were playing, it was our first year that we broadcast games on Shelby TV, and then so Chris and I over the years, and he coached football for a while. We've had some good times. He was not a big fan of Coach Burr, but he was an overall good guy. I still can't see how he'd be on the tennis court, but maybe he's pretty good. I never saw him play.
Good motivator.
Yeah. Okay. No. Good.
We knew. Yeah. If we ever lost a 3rd set match, he made us run.
Yeah. And I never was good in high school playing tennis, but and when we got working and stuff and started playing the game a little bit and watching, I always like watching. I like watching the big tournaments, but I always liked watching tennis, and picked up a few things, worked on my game, and here I am today, not playing tennis competitively, but
it's a lifelong sport. That's what I tell these guys.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about this pickleball? It's not really tennis, but it's kind of
competitive, but it's a lot easier to learn than tennis. Tennis, if you have the wrong racket angle, you're hitting the ball over the fence. To hit spin, you have to keep the strings down, and you have to swing through the ball. So it's a lot tougher to learn. People
tell me that I should go out there and try it, but my knees are saying no. But they say, "Oh, you don't have to move." I don't. That's not any fun either.
Pickleball's a fun game. Eventually, they say it's going to be a high school sport. They're saying in the next 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, well, that'd be interesting to cover that sport as well. So all in all, summation of your first year at Romeo. Your thoughts?
I love the facility. That was one of the first things when I went in there for the interview, the facility was incredible. I love how the right next to the football fields, there are 8 tennis courts that are the no cracks in them. The fences are perfect. There's a walkway right between the courts, so a lot of players. That's the only facility that I know that usually the courts are all right next to each other.
Yeah.
But with Romeo set up, where there's the walkway that's about 10 feet wide in between them, it's so easy to watch all 8 teams when I'm.
Sometimes they're playing tennis, and the first football games are gonna get started in a couple hours, and guys are playing tennis out there. It's kind of interesting. Nice complex there with the baseball fields and softball fields and stuff. Has anybody given you any trouble here? Because I can't take care of them.
At Romeo, no trouble so far. Parents are great.
Yeah.
The school administration, it's been a great year so far.
Well, let's talk about next year. You get obviously you're looking for improvement, but what do you look forward to in 2026?
Next year I hope we're going to states. Rochester High is losing a decent amount of seniors. Stoney's losing a lot of seniors. Adams is going to be the number 1 again, but they're taking the top 3 teams. We finished 4th. We're only losing 3 or seniors.
Yeah.
So
you do have a young roster. I mean, there's some guys, juniors this year, and some sophomores that got some playing time and experience. So
hopefully next year we got 12 points this year at regionals. We need the top 3 teams go.
Okay.
And hopefully next year we can be second or third right behind Adams.
Well, Matt, we wish you luck, and next year, 2026, you'll have to come and talk to us and let us know how you're doing.
Sounds good. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you for coming. We'll be back with those tennis players right after this.
Before we continue, here on the Romeo Sports Recap Show, a word from our sponsors.
This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and can even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. That's mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. Now back to the show. Welcome back to the Romeo Sports Recap. I'm here with tennis players, the varsity tennis players from Romeo. There's Connor Shornack and there's Drew Roth. And they're here joining us today and had a pretty good season, pretty fun season. First off, tell us a little bit about what it is you specialize in tennis program and why you're playing.
All right, so I've been playing since 6th grade. Coach Berg got me into it back in 6th grade. I've been on varsity all 4 years. This is my senior year. I've been playing doubles every year, and I play with big serve and volley. That's how I try to win points.
In 8th grade, I always played basketball, and I was kind of one of those kids where I did every sport. I mean, that's kind of what helps just being tall and athletic. So I never really committed until I guess after 9th grade, and then after that, it was I had the time and it really became a hobby more of than a sport, and I kept putting in a lot of work, and then I would improve. And some of the big things that I have are my serve. It can be inconsistent day to day, but when it's on, it's a beast. I developed a kick serve, and when I'm playing a short kid,
what does that mean, a kick serve? What is
so it? It's got a ton of topspin, so it won't have as much speed.
It'll pick up speed as it hits the ground, or
yeah, when it hits, and then it'll go super high. So when I'm playing a short kid, I'll have ones where it'll bounce over their head and they're stuck returning up here and then coming to the net behind that, because that's what helps about it being slower. It gives me time to position myself and get to the net, and then next shot I just slam it with the put away. When do you
I guess realize that you could develop that?
I remember last year I was just watching the Wimbledon, and I saw Djokovic, and he's the greatest tennis player ever in my opinion. And I was this dude doesn't even have a big serve. He keeps it consistent, and that was my problem. I would have too many missing the first serves, and I knew that if I play singles and I'm on a second serve every time, that's just putting myself at a disadvantage. So I just watched a couple videos, and I had my dad help me out. And my dad's been really important. He's the one that got me into tennis. And so he's helped me out a lot of stuff, in the off season.
Did your dad play in high school, or?
He played his senior year, but he picked it up more in his 20s, and
yeah.
he just plays it for fun.
Now he's a ace pickleball player. Right?
Yeah, yes, yeah. He always plays it on Washington Township, his courts.
Yeah, okay. And Drew, you talked a little bit about your serve, and for the people out there that don't know, you're also a varsity hockey player. Did hockey help with your tennis game?
Yeah, I'd say it does. The strength aspect, the conditioning aspect, I feel like hockey made me better conditioned, better able to move around the court, get shots that I normally wouldn't be able to if I didn't have the hockey background.
And how about the hand-eye coordination?
Oh, yeah, that definitely helps up at the net. As a doubles player, you get balls blasted at you from 2-3 feet away, and you just got to have the quick reflexes to get it.
See, my strategy is when balls blasted at you in doubles and you're right up at the net, get out of the way. Just let it go. It's not worth getting killed. I mean, put the racket in front of your.
Put one racket in your face and
put it right in front of your face, and just move out of the way. Because this hair face, it's a moneymaker. So no. Most difficult trials and tribulations through the season. Who gave you the most trouble? What teams were tough on you?
So the biggest problem I had this year was probably with my shoulder. I was having problems. I had bicep tendonitis I played through. So just coming through that, going through PT, I had great PT people who helped me get through the injury, and I was able to finish the year. Teams that we played that were good, Grosse Pointe South, that was a tough one in our region. We unfortunately lost to them in 3 sets. And then Rochester Adams, they were the top team in our region. We lost a really close game, 4-6, 5-7 to them. It's really close.
What is it with Rochester Adams? They don't play hockey, do they?
They have a unified team with Rochester.
That doesn't count. How about you?
My biggest struggle this season was probably just the mental aspect of tennis. Like there were a few times like I just like was not like I guess focused on the sport. I mean, because it happened the past 2 years where I've been on fire. Like in the preseason, the summer, I'm having a blast, and then it's Friday, I'm doing great. Saturday and Sunday, I come back on Monday and I'm just horrible. And I mean, that's a tough thing, knowing that you've got the potential to be good, but something is limiting you from getting there. So, and then once I just took a break and I started like playing for fun again. Because at the end of the day, we're kids. That's what it's all about. And that really helped me like get back into it. And by the end of the season, I got back to like my top form. And then the school is pretty much everyone gave me a problem. I mean, one singles, all it takes is one good kid in their entire school.
Yeah.
So it was really tough there.
You mentioned about you sort of lost the competitive nature. Is it just, do you think you have to just do it all the time, or did you just, I mean, do you have to play all the time so that you don't lose it? I know as a musician you have to practice, right? And there's just sometimes you just don't feel like playing anything, but how'd you break out? Did you just get started doing it again, or what?
For me, it was a mix of both, because what would happen is I would play so much that I'd become like tired, I'd be fatigued, and I'd be cheating on my form, and I was just building up a lot of bad habits. And then that's kind of what brought like that mental negativity towards myself. So then that led to me like not playing as much. So once I just reset over that Memorial weekend, and I went back to playing, like eating healthy, getting my rest in, drinking water, and just doing the simple things.
Change your girlfriend. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, she might have been giving you the bad habits too.
She might.
Yeah. Well, I guess you got to do that. You need that refresher and stuff. And Drew, you're going to go right into hockey, so you don't have time to think about your game right now.
No, we got about a week till the season starts. So
yeah. And so, but you said there's a lot of people that gave you trouble. Can you name anybody that you see? Maybe do you play like recreation with these guys, some of these guys, or or just during the season and competition? So
I've been on varsity for 4 years, so I've played a lot of the kids like the past 4 years. So just playing them over and over again, you get to know them, get to know their strengths, their weaknesses, and then you try to attack those weaknesses and not go into their strengths. So something. And then I don't really play like recreationally too much out of the season because I have the hockey going on. So it's mainly just through the season.
Do you Cooper, do you have a war face? Do you get mean? How do you psych up for a match?
I like to listen to music before the match. And then I don't know, it's like it really depends on the day, because there's some days I'll be messing around and I'm like having fun, I'm like laughing, and then there's other like you said, a war face where it's just like, all right, got to get the next point, and I am locked into that match. So
I mean, does coach come up and slap you around a little bit?
So
get your head in the game.
We had this one assistant coach, Don. He joined about halfway through the season, and he's been kind of like our hype man, our cheerleader. Where he's a little abstract, so he makes it fun. Like he's tennis kind of known for being one of those like old school, like classical, like quiet.
It's
like,
been around for a long time. It's
So he goes crazy. He'll start like barking at us, and that's really funny.
Well, he's a bulldog.
Yeah, so it's part of his job. But yeah, so I mean that's really fun having him there.
How about you, Drew? How do you psych yourself up before a match, or how do you prepare yourself to overtake your?
I'd say just like before the match, you want to listen to music, get in a good mental space. You don't want any outside distractions. And then I'd say my partner Jaron, he also helped me focus in a lot, definitely, and he didn't let any funny business go. So you had to lock in with Jaron around.
Yeah, well, okay. So you ever trash talk the other team, the other players? You ever give them a
not too much in tennis. That's more for hockey. I try to keep it respectable for tennis.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of an upper crust, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you guys do when you're not doing tennis? I know you're doing hockey, but when you're not doing sports, what are some of the things you like to do?
I'd say just like relax, hang out with my friends. Some kids on the team who graduated, I like hanging out with, like Jack Gillard, especially Ben Hodges. Hang out with those guys, my partner. So yeah.
Okay.
I like I started weightlifting because I've been a skinny guy my whole life, and it's just like something I kind of want to work on myself. And I haven't been able to do it during the tennis season just because the time, and then like my body's always sore. But I mean, it's a good hobby to have, and I mean, it builds good habits. So like just it takes an hour out of my day. Because that's like one of the things about tennis, I have so much free time. So I'm like trying to find things to do. So I've been playing a lot of 2K. It's my favorite
So
video game.
you're lifting weights is part of the condition. What else is part of tennis conditioning?
Not much really. I mean, in the summer, that's when like we put in a lot of work. And I mean, the good thing is pretty much everyone plays at least some other sport. And so like everyone's already in great shape. And then it's really just about endurance in tennis.
How about you, Drew? What do you do when your body's sore?
So you wanna rest it for a day. I tape my shoulder. That helped me get through with the shoulder. And then just like what he said with conditioning, you want to make sure you can run around, do stuff. You don't want your body to just collapse out on you.
Yeah, that's what's happening to me. Tell us a little bit about the different coaching styles between Coach Fisher and Coach Burr.
You want to start?
Yeah. So Coach Fisher brought more of a fundamental angle to the game because he's been like an instructor at Peachtree for like a lot of I don't know how long, but it's been a while. So he like helps with the form and a lot of those ticky-tacky fundamental stuff. And Burr was more the motivator, let's go. So I mean, it's a difference.
How about you, Drew?
I'd say with Coach Fisher, we were doing more drills in practice. With Coach Burr, we did more like practice games, I guess scrimmages against other people on our team. With Coach Fisher, it's more fundamentals, like Cooper said.
So I guess with Coach Burr, he just wanted you to play a lot.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Basically, just keep playing. But like you say, you can get burned out in it. Doing all that stuff. Favorite subjects in school?
Is gym an option?
It was for me.
Yeah.
Bro, you're the valedictorian.
It was for me.
Oh,
Music and
fun.
gym. That was my, I was it, one or the other, How about you, Coop?
I enjoy stats. I took stats last year, and I'm taking AP stats this year. Cause
You like the numbers.
yeah, and I like being able to use them, like calculating like positive value and things.
Uh-huh. So what do you want to be when you grow up?
That's something I haven't really thought to. Maybe like something in business, because my dad was a salesman, so something in there. Maybe I could be a teacher. I think that'd be a cool route. If I end up at a good school, I think that'd be an enjoyable job, or like a professor.
Well, Romeo's a pretty good school to be a teacher at, I guess, according to all the people I talk to. So, how about you, Drew? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I'm thinking about engineering is what I'm probably going to go into. So got applications working on right now. Got to get them in. So
you're pretty good designer with AutoCAD or the CAD?
yeah, I'm in a class right now with it. So I'm learning, getting better. Hopefully one day can
What
make
do you
it a
like
career.
What do you like about engineering?
Just like being able to solve problems, problem solving really the main thing.
Mm-hmm. And what about, you're on the tennis team now, and so there's probably ladies all over the place for you guys, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of cute girls on the tennis team. Still single, so I don't know. Maybe something will happen.
Keep lifting those weights.
Yeah.
How about you, Drew?
Yeah, I agree with everything Cooper said.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah.
All right, guys. What do you think about your season overall? What would you give us a summation?
So we lost a lot of seniors last year. We lost about half our team, I'd say. So going into it, we had to rebuild, get a bunch of new kids up from the JV team, recruit some new kids to fill those spots. And then based on that, I think we did pretty good with the amount of experience we had returning, especially with our region. We have a really tough region, and most of the schools in the region returned all their kids. So
yeah,
pretty happy.
What do you think, Cooper, about the summation of the season?
Singles is a huge change because we lost all 4 singles players from last year. So I mean, we had me, like I played 2 doubles last year. Gavin and Connor, they were one doubles last year, and then no one came up right off of JV into 4 singles. So all these singles players, we were not the most experienced in it. So that was a huge change. I mean, especially for me and Connor, who are known for like being very dominant at the net. That was our skill. And then going back to singles, where we're at the baseline for 90% of the shots.
So 90% of the shots, I mean, that's, that's almost 100. That's an
Yeah.
A plus. That's great. How do you think they're going to do in the future?
I mean, we're losing probably like what, 5 or 6 kids?
Yeah, 1, 2, we got, yeah, like 6 of us.
Yeah, 6 kids. So we're gonna have to, reload again next year. Hopefully, we can get some kids on the JV team to step up, find some new kids from middle school, stuff like that, and then just keep the program going, because that's what it's been the past 3-4 years. All the time I've been here, we just reload every year. Still good.
So now I'll ask you guys a question that's not related to this, but it's related to your. Been asking a lot of the kids this, but you guys, while you're in high school, are getting deluged with a lot of information coming at you, way more than when I was in high school. I mean, it seems like it comes at you from all sides, and social media and things like that. How do you guys cope with that?
I'd say you just want to, be balanced. Don't let distractions on the outside, completely control you. You want to set limits, especially with social media. You don't want to let it control your life. Got to have like outside stuff, like, I don't know, read a book, take time with friends.
Here's a
stuff like
novel idea.
Yeah.
I was accused of reading the paper the other day, and then I was looking for it. And okay, Grandpa,
Yeah.
but works for me. How about you, Cooper? How do you kind of?
I kind of agree with Drew said. Like, it's important to like have your own like point of views and stuff, and not mindlessly go off what the internet says. But it's really like a hobby for a lot of people. Like, it's become part of their daily life just to spend a couple hours on their phone, like after school before they go to
Has
bed.
been for my wife.
Yeah. So I know. I think it's just important that
Do you stay away from it at times? Do you shut it off and just?
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to focus on my sleep this year. So like I'm making sure that like at night I'm not like 10 p.m. let me go on it for 20 minutes and all of a sudden it's midnight. So I'm like making
That
sure.
is one thing about, you get on it, whether it's Facebook or, one of the other social media things, and next thing you know, you got 2 hours, 3 hours invested in time you'll never get back. So yeah, you almost have to force yourself, but it's a different, it's a different life for you guys than it was for me. I mean, we didn't have text messages or anything. You just kind of called somebody and, hey, you there? I'll meet you at Burger King or something,
Yeah, exactly. Write a letter, something like that.
Yeah, I did love my letter writing. I got parents returning my letters to the girls saying, don't write again. No. Hey, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. Wish you the best of luck with the tennis and everything else this school year.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Yep.
Just a final word here. On Friday night, Romeo High School celebrated 100 years of Romeo football before their game with Roseville. The honorary captain was Walter Bublitz, who graduated from Romeo High School in 1939. He was 104 years old, and he was named the honorary captain, and he was able to lead these former Romeo players on the track for recognition. It was quite a special sight to see. He actually kind of moves better than I do a little bit. And at halftime, they celebrated the state championship of the 2015 team. And some of them guys look like they could still play today. And boys soccer, they beat Rochester Adams 1-0 to win the District 15. The Bulldogs are 15-1-6, ranked 7th in the state. As we tape this show tonight, they are at Troy Athens, taking on Troy Athens in the regionals. The winning goal against Adams was scored by junior Philip Ristovsky, and it was assisted by Evan Odrin. And the Bulldogs' stingy defense did again set a record for the 13th shutout of the season. That is a record. Goalkeepers Kristen Makowski and Paolo Akobeki combined for the shutout. This year, the Bulldogs' win over Adams was their first win over the Rochester Adams soccer team since 1987. And we want to congratulate Tula Pazzuli on a great season. She made it to the States this year at Grand Valley, and she did a great job for the Romeo girls varsity golf team. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. For the Mitt TV, I'm Tim Meyer saying we'll see you next time right here on the Romeo Sports Recap.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to this episode of the Romeo Sports Recap Show, powered by the Mitt TV. Remember, this show is available on both YouTube and Spotify. You can subscribe to the Mitt TV YouTube page and click the notification bell to stay up to date on the latest episodes of the Romeo Sports Recap. Or you can find us on Spotify and follow our podcast, Romeo Sports Recap. From the Mitt TV, I'm Tim Meyer, signing off with a final word from our sponsors.
This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and can even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. That's mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com.